Do I need a website if I already have social media? Welcome back to the Radical Rebrand podcast, where we chat about all things creative, branding, website design, and business. I am your host, Megan Gersch. And if you've been enjoying this podcast so far, make sure that you hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. So, one question that I see floating around the internet quite a lot is, do I need a website if I already have social media? My short answer to this is abso-freaking-lutely. You need both. It ultimately comes down to social media and your website serving two different purposes in your business. Most of the time in business, social media can help to serve as your top of funnel, which is where people are becoming aware of your business. And then once they become aware of you, they might visit your website, which means that this is a piece of your marketing that is a bit further down your funnel. This means that people might be considering buying from you and ultimately need to get a little bit more information about your products or services, who you are, your core values, any of that kind of thing, before they actually go through with saying yes to purchasing. And on this episode, I want to run through a few different reasons why you need both. The first of those being that social media is rented space. Now, a little over a year ago at this point, I had something happen to me that I thought could never happen to me. I was out at my husband's company party one night, and when I took a few minutes to step away from the party just to get like a little bit of a breather, I took a look at my phone, and guess what had happened? I had a notice on my TikTok account that my account had been permanently banned. Now, you might be thinking, like, if that were to happen to you, you would have a total meltdown. And for some reason, like in the moment, I didn't. I kept it together pretty well. And I kind of just closed my phone and I was just like, I'm just going to deal with this tomorrow. Like, I knew that I was going to try to reach back out to TikTok, try to leverage some other methods as far as getting in touch with them to get my account reinstated. But I just couldn't mentally deal with that problem at that point, especially in the middle of a party. Long story short, I went through all of the motions. I submitted claims to TikTok. I reached out to contacts that had people at TikTok. Nothing worked to get my account reinstated, which was pretty awful in the moment. And this is coming from a person who was primarily posting educational content and really just trying to get more information out there about branding and website design. I mean, to be completely transparent here, at the time, about 50% of my clientele came from TikTok. And so this was a huge blow to my business. But now being on the other side of it, I look back and I am just so grateful that I had other platforms in place, like my website, my email list, and my other social media channels, because that allowed me to still get in touch with my audience and to let them know what had happened about the situation and ultimately keep selling my stuff to keep my business afloat. So take it from me, somebody who has experienced this firsthand, unfortunately, that your account is not truly yours. Like, it can be taken away at any given moment. I will say with social media too, you really do have to stay informed with platform updates and what formats work, as well as you have to kind of jump through algorithms for people to see your content. You don't really have to go through any of those things with your website. Your website just kind of lives on the internet. People's attention spans are also dwindling by the second, and so social really helps to give you like a snippet of what's possible, whereas your website can really give that fuller picture. And because social media is rented space, there are some cases where if you're direct selling in your posts, there is a possibility that that post is going to be throttled a little bit and not shown to as many people on social media. Because let's be honest, these platforms are businesses themselves. Their number one goal in business is to keep you on that platform for as long as possible. So if you're telling your audience to click off to the link in your bio or to go buy something somewhere else, and the algorithm can pick up on that, it's probably not going to show that content to more people because it doesn't want people leaving the app. This leads me to my next point, which is with your website, you have so much more control. You get to decide whether ads are shown or if you prefer to focus on your own services. You get to decide on your hosting company, which can impact your uptime and downtime. You also get to decide the format of what your website looks like and how you display things. You don't really have that flexibility on social media. You kind of just have your profile, it's a set layout, and that's pretty much it. You have to work within the constraints that they have already put in place. Your website should serve as your home on the internet. Now, this should be your digital storefront because your website is a tool and an asset for your business that works for you 24/7, which, by the way, no employee can do that. Because this is often the second point of contact with your audience, you really want to be showcasing what it is that you do, what you help with, who you've helped in the past, as well as what they have said. Your audience is ultimately going to be looking for proof proof that you can deliver the results that they want. And they're going to be looking for those personality cues to make sure that you're the right person to help get them there. This is why when you're done working with a client on a specific project, you want them to not only mention the type of project that you worked on together, but how that project has impacted their business and how you supported them throughout the process. You really want those testimonials to show a combination of hard skills and soft skills. The next reason that you need a website in addition to social media is that this helps to assert credibility for your business. Not everyone in your audience is going to feel comfortable buying directly on social media. Your audience simply is going to expect you to have a website. I mean, take a look at any competitors that you might have. Do they have websites? I bet they do. Your website is an asset that helps to set you apart from hobbyists. It shows that you're serious about your brand, that this isn't just some side hustle that you're kind of working on from time to time. It's a more expansive place where you can tell your story and showcase your expertise. And blogging can be a great way to go deeper on these topics that might be a little bit too long for social media. This is going to help you serve your audience on a way deeper level. Not to mention, having a website increases your authority with search engines. This is especially important if you are working on generating PR for your business, because you want to have somewhere where you can link back to. The more websites that are linking to your website, basically search engines will see this as a trust signal. And ultimately, this helps to positively impact your search engine rankings. So if you want to be seen at the top of search results, you have to get to work at building those backlinks. By the way, a little side note here, two of my favorite tools for building backlinks are featured.com as well as quoted.com. I will link both of those in the show notes for you. When they're done strategically, websites can really become a great marketing and lead gen tool for your business as well. Touched on this a little bit earlier, but you should be integrating keywords throughout your website because this helps to influence your Google rankings. Your website is a great place for showing off your work, sharing those products and services. You can also have a spot on your website that helps to gather leads through the use of lead magnets. And if you have analytics set up on your website, which you should, this can be a great tool for learning more about what your audience wants to see from you. You can take a look at your past posts on your blog or pages on your website to see which pages and posts are the most popular so that you can create more great, rich content. So I'm curious to hear from you now. Do you have a strategic website in place for your business? And is it consistently generating you those leads, sales, and clients that you want? If not, this is exactly how I help my clients. Get in touch with me, get into my DMs. I would love to chat with you. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.